Hi everyone, welcome to a beautiful and amazing edition of Art Expert Corner. Before we proceed, a big shout out to all our viewers online. Thank you very much for the likes, the comments, and for sharing the video. Thank you so much. And here today we have a surveyor, not just a surveyor, but a surveyor with 10 years experience in mapping and surveying. He's a second certified surveyor and a member of the Nigerian Institute of Surveyor. I cannot but allow him to introduce himself. Can you introduce yourself to us, sir?
Yeah, thank you, my honorable host. I am Olamide Philip Ojediran, member Nigerian Institution of Surveyors and the principal partner of Fuller Chris Consults Limited. I've been in the business of surveying over 10 years, to the glory of God, and as well a member of Anti-Social Vices Club group of Royal Ambassadors of Nigeria, who has been able to attain the prestigious ranking order that is Ambassador Plenipotentiary.
Amazing.
Thank you for now.
Okay, so how did you become interested in surveying and geoinformatics? And what motivated you to pursue a career in this particular field?
Yeah, thank you very much. I became interested in this field, in this profession of surveying and geoinformatics some years back. In my village, some people came setting out road alignments, carrying out route survey per se. So I moved to them because they set a camera-like gadget. That is what we call total station. So I moved to them. What is camera doing with land? I did not see anyone standing, posting before you.
Yes, sir.
I only saw one man holding pole and one reflective device, that is reflector, prism. So I inquired them and they told me we are surveyors, this is what we do, and they explained to a layman like me then. So I picked a kind of interest, but moving further in my secondary school days, so I changed my mind and keenly on becoming a military officer. So I was just trying that, okay, let me graduate from secondary school and just go and give my daddy a certificate, then proceed to Nigerian Army, until I met with one military officer, captain in the Nigerian Army, who explained in details to me that there's even surveying and mapping in the order of their military in Nigerian Army. I said, wow, this is amazing. But I tried, but to the glory of God, I was not admitted. You understand? Motivation, well, curiosity in reality. Let me explain. I love doing things and seeing the result anywhere, under any condition. Let me explain further. If you go for field observation, to a layman as I was then, they might not know what we are doing on field, but gather, capture your data, come back to the office, process it. If you handed over the plan, survey plan or map, to whoever that contracted you the project, so they will understand better. So out of curiosity to know more, curiosity in geography as we were in the secondary school, so it pushed me further. Motivation, well, we could say the stability of the business of surveying. Then another thing is a variety of work environments. Surveyor works from home to part, surveyor works in the office as well on the field site. So those are the things that, okay, let me push more. Then the professionals around me. I've seen so many professionals, fellow Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, equivalent to SAN. Understand? So I make inquiries, I ask questions, and they give a kind of motivation for me to push more in this career and the business of surveying. Thank you.
That's amazing, sir. Well, can you share with us your most memorable project or experience in your 10 years of surveying and mapping, and what made it stand out to you?
Thank you, the honorable host. There are so many projects, but there are quite a number of memorable ones, as you have asked. Firstly, we did a kind of topographical survey and a bathymetry survey given to us by Ondo State in the year 2020. No mistake. Yes.
Yeah, I don't really understand that part, but we can leave that part.
No
let's
problem.
leave
No
that
problem.
part.
Topography to a layman will just give the height difference of points to show the terrain configuration. On the other part, bathymetry will show the configuration of the seabed.
It's deep.
Topography, the undulation, the configuration of the terrain, while bathymetry will give us the configuration of the seabed, the depth, but the height on topography. Let's leave that aside. Yeah, it became more interesting because then if I'm on the Atlantic, maybe I'll just walk onshore. But then we have to be on board on the Atlantic. I've seen so many pictures on the Atlantic Ocean, and we carried out the assignment. We came back processing it. It was so amazing that as I was working, I was still learning more. And another project in Warri, Delta State. So where before there were several training. That is where I bagged my BOSET certificate. What do we mean by BOSET? Basic Offshore Safety Induction and Emergency Training. Before you partake in projects given out or contracted out by multinational companies like Chevron, Shell, and the likes, you have to acquire certain certificates. You have to even get OSP, that is Offshore Safety Permit. Otherwise, you will not be allowed on board. So it became so interesting because every day for the duration of the project, we have to be on water. So we have to be on water offshore. So we worked day and night. We just come out in the night to come and sleep and the likes. But it was a kind of project that gives rooms for endless learning. Endless learning. So you have to expand your capacity. You have to train your mind that, okay, at the end of this project, everybody must laugh, in the sense that finishing the project will give you as a person joy, regardless of the remuneration. In another project, the international boundary demarcation between Nigeria and Cameroon, where we have to access several points of interest. It is compulsory, we need to access those points, but there was no access route. There's no access route. No even access route for bicycle nor bike, Okada, not to talk of car. I could remember we constructed the kind of a rugged road to one village. We call the village Baligeti or something. It's a Cameroon village. So on getting to that village for the first time with these old Land Rover vehicles that you need to be whining at the front, you know. So on getting there, they started killing rams, killing e-goat and the like. What happened? Do you have ritual to that? They said, no. They are celebrating the fact that this is the tenure of their current king. That was when a vehicle came into their village for the first time.
It was memorable.
So you have to trek like 10, 9, 8 hours before getting to certain point of interest, and you sleep there, then continue the following day. And that was where I even lost my mommy, and they couldn't reach me because there was no network until maybe the following day. But after all, we carried on the project and we executed it, and it was a success to the glory of God. Thank you.
Sorry about that, and amazing. Sorry about the loss, sir. So, as a certified project manager, how do you balance technical surveying work with project management responsibilities?
Thank you very much. Well, the aspect of balancing it is not a big deal. It's a thing of professionalism and how you have trained your mind to be able to stand out at whatsoever you do. See, for every profession, there's a kind of training attached. So balancing it is effective task delegation. You must be able to multitask. Then you must be able to be a kind of person that manages time very well. Time is very, very valuable. Otherwise, you just see that you have itemized so many things and without achieving 0.001% thereof. What am I saying? You evaluate whatsoever project at hand, then you calculate the risk, that is risk management, time management. Then the tools in there is a kind of software to be used so as to enhance your workability, then to collaborate with whoever that could be of greater interest and help. To help you may be a bit differ from such having interest in what you're doing. What am I saying is engage experts interested in your profession and as well can be of greater impact. Then another thing, scheduling tools, which can be used with various softwares, see Gantt charts, Slack, Microsoft Teams, and the likes, so as to enhance the result expected of you. You understand? Then best practice, you will set a kind of clear objective and scope so as to have a kind of guide to follow, so as to have a successful end. Every project is a temporary endeavor, regardless of the number of years you use in building or in executing the project. It might be a kind of gigantic mansion or structure or whatever, it is still a temporary endeavor. But it now boils down on how you scope it, or this itemize the objective so as to follow suit. That will give you expected end. Thank you.
With all these things you said, sir, I think surveying is a very, very interesting, like, should we call it a profession?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very, very interesting profession. Like, with the interesting part, is the pay also like is it encouraging?
Well, thank you. The pay, let me start this way. Whatsoever profession you choose to engage yourself in, first understand the rudiments, the principle. So it is a kind of rules of life that once you are hardworking and you stay focused, God is not, what do I call it? God is always faithful in that regard. But just be focused, be tenacious, and everything will fall in. What am I saying? Being focused on what you have set as goal. So God has seen you. He has seen your tenaciousness, the tenacity rather. He has seen the hard working, the effort, the capacity, the energy you put in. Sure, it must pay. And there's one thing in our profession: surveyors doesn't rest because they are tired, but they rest because the job is done. So you cannot say because this person is not giving me money, or the contractor or whatever is not paying, I will have to quit. No, surveyor doesn't quit halfway. You present the result until the end thereof. You cannot just quit. So based on your question, it has to pay. It might be in the long run, but with tenacity and the energy. So you must see something.
Thank you for that sincere answer. And I want to ask this question: how do you see the integration of drone technology and geospatial analysis evolving in the surveying industry? And what opportunities or challenges do you foresee?
Thank you very much. Yeah. Based on your first question, before this time, this moment, there are so many analog equipment used by our forefathers in the profession. We learned everything when we were in school. They introduced all those things. In fact, there are some that they just talked about it. We were on the field, they just show how it works. They cannot use it to give us assignment, to give us a practical or something, because it's been a kind of a archaic equipment. So those forefathers, they have suffered, but very accurate results must be achieved in the long run. Now, coming to this our present age, there are so many advanced equipment that we are using, like drone. So you can imagine if you have to use drone for a project for maybe for about 15 minutes, for instance. You cannot compare the end result gotten to people using Gunter's chain in the olden days. They will work for like 6 months before achieving what you will be able to achieve in 15 minutes with drone. That is technology. That is technology. So it increased data accuracy, because something like fatigue, tiredness, boredom, or whatever cannot be mentioned therein. Within 15 minutes, you cannot say you are tired now. So then you'll be in the office with your laptop processing. Unlike those days, you'll be using scale rule, you'll be using light, you'll be using lab, you'll be using all those things because they must achieve that same accuracy. But here we are, it increased a kind of efficiency, it increased accuracy, because the moment you set in all those gadgets and that you know what you are doing, you put all the measure in place and all the principles of surveying. So there must be a kind of increased accuracy. Time is part of it, timing, to execute such projects. Then it enhances spatial resolution. What I mean is, whatsoever you used with digital equipment, there must be a kind of clearer resolution. There must be a kind of difference, greater difference. Looking into the future, there's nothing that does not have a kind of adverse effect. Let me put it that way. And the only thing that could happen is, okay, maybe due to our negligence as human beings, maybe you did not charge your gadget as expected, and the battery gone down, and you are not able to, like drone you mentioned, press home button, you can lose the device. Or if you did not study the area very well and you started operating your drone, for instance, so there are several no-flight zones. The order was placed by the maybe military intelligence, so your device might be lost. And there are so many things. As part of the international boundary demarcation I told you the other time, there are regional laws. There are peculiarity to each that pertains to each region, each community. You cannot just dabble into anywhere and say, okay, this is how we do when I was in school, and start. No. You study them, you consult the community heads, the chiefs, the kings, whichever that is applicable. So you just consult them to know the peculiarity of each region, each community, each area before entering their bush, entering their land, carrying out certain projects. There are so many people, until you engage the son of the soil, you cannot carry out such projects. They will not allow you. They will frustrate you. So all those things has been put in place, being as part of our training while in school and under tutelage or while becoming professional before being registered as a surveyor. So all those things are part of things that must be included in us so as to have a kind of positive end or result as expected. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. Well, there's this watching Yoruba movies at home. I believe that they do say maybe they use charm on land. Is that possible? Have you ever experienced it?
Yes, thank you very much for this wonderful question. It is very, very possible. I'm telling you, there are so many cases, but God is good to us. I must say that. I've seen so many people telling you that like they used to there's a particular course while in school that they will teach you juju or something. No, that is their belief. Some people, we have worked with a client that was saying he just stood on the road, on the bridge, telling us, pointing hands. That is the boundary from there. I said, no, Surveyor doesn't work that way. You take us there, you point it for us, and we will now ask you, this place, Abi.
Yeah.
And I said, no, 2 of my children have gone based on this land. What happened? There's juju there, but somebody told me that once Surveyor came, they will not experience anything. And it is only God that is keeping us, and protecting us. So, of a truth, there are so many instances like that. There are so many things that is obvious that we will see on the land. They will put, African peculiarity.
Exactly.
Yes. They will put it there. They will put juju with red clothes and the like, that we will know, okay, this is juju. But to the glory of God, we are not harmed, and we will not be harmed in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you very much.
Welcome. So, as a member of professional organizations like Nigeria Institute of Surveyors and SOCON, what role do you think these institutions play in shaping the surveying profession, and how do you contribute to their initiatives?
Thank you very much. Yeah, all these things, like the previous questions asked, if there's no institution like Nigerian Institution of Surveyors, Surveyors Council of Nigeria, and the likes. So if there are no groups, institutions in that manner, so professionals will suffer a lot. Like juju that we talked about.
Yes, sir.
If anything happened to a surveyor, those institutions always stand tall and fight to ensure that the member, if a bona fide member of their institution, is free. Take, for instance, there are so many jobs that will lead to maybe court case or whatever. There are so many instances that police will just come, we have no power of our own. They are government agencies. We have to follow them to the station. So whatever happened there, they can consult the NIS, Nigerian Institution of Surveyors. They will send the representative. So they say, okay, these are the peculiarity of our job. This is what we do. We were invited as a professional to come and do this, and that, and we'll be freed.
Wow.
So as professionals, we have to be part of this institution. You cannot go far being a lone ranger. You can't. You can go faster, but you can't go far. Another thing is, SOCON is the only body that can register an individual as a surveyor. So if anybody calls himself one and he claims to have nothing in common or to do with SOCON, that is not understandable.
Okay.
Yes.
I like the way you put it. No, understandable. So you've worked on diverse projects,
Yes.
including infrastructure development, land surveying, international boundary demarcation. What skill do you think are essential for surveyors to succeed in this varied environment?
Thank you very much, the honorable host. Yeah, essential skills for surveyors to succeed in diverse projects. It cut across the efficiency in the use of GNSS, GIS, Geospatial analysis. What do I mean? All those things that I've said, it is very, very important and essential for us as professionals. It will enhance the end result, to help us to deliver, not just to deliver accurately. Like I said, the accuracy of whatsoever you are delivering, end result, matters most, and it will define you as a person, as a professional. Then another essential skill is familiarity with surveying softwares. There are various types of softwares that will enhance our job, like AutoCAD.
I think I know of Google Earth.
Yes, that's part of it.
During being an environmental health science student, we do some courses related to solving land planning, urban and regional planning. So we discuss that also.
Yes, yes. In fact, when we were in secondary school, during geography and I think agricultural science, so those two subjects, they taught us surveying,
Wow.
then understanding of spatial data structures. Whichever assignment at hand will determine the structure of the information to be presented. Adaptability and flexibility. You cannot just stand and be rigid to whatsoever you have learned in those 1990s. No, that doesn't make you a professional. You must be flexible and adapt to the trends in the technological changes.
Mm.
It will improve you and it will make you better. Then another point is effective communication and collaboration. It is not necessarily to know all. That doesn't make you less professional,
So,
but there's no stoppage to learning. There's no end to learning. So the learning it is a continuous what do we call it, endeavor. So you will keep learning day in, day out. Then another thing, problem solving and analytical thinking. Once something happened and you have prepared yourselves, your team, on using one particular equipment, but on getting there, the terrain, the peculiarity of the region does not support the equipment given to you or carry, you must be able to improvise. Thinking faculty. Then cultural competence and sensitivity. I said something related to that the other time. You must be sensitive. Once there is a kind of information or you sense something that can pose you or any of your team member to risk, please dial 911.
in
What do I
Nigeria,
mean?
in Nigeria.
No, what yes, yes, it works. Reason being that maybe you have a kind of project at hand, it is expected of you as a professional to notify maybe the community head, the chiefs, or the nearest police station, just to notify them of your presence. It is good. It is the best, so to say. That is, as a professional, you are sensitive to the cultural peculiarities.
So, sir, what advice can you give to doctors training? I want to talk
Thank you very much. Surveying is a kind of interesting profession. Very, very interesting because you put in all of you in there. My advice to the upcoming ones: to stay focused, to stay loyal, and to stay faithful to themselves, to their God, and to their mentors. That's all.
thank you so much for this great and wonderful discussion. I want to thank you very much for accepting the invitation to come, for considering the platform, and it's a great honor to have you here, sir.
It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
So, thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you like this episode. After watching the episode, please like, comment, and don't forget to